Yo, what's up, my kings and queens? Good to see you again. Welcome back. And today I'm going to be taking you through how to journal. Before we get started, I just have something quick to let you guys know. Did you know that 100% of all successful people in history kept journals? Yeah, so today I'm going to be taking you through how to journal. If you know anyone that wanted to try journaling, that didn't know how to journal, or that is journaling, send them this video and find out what they think. Thank you. Alright, so let's get to the video, right? How to journal, right? Well, first of all, you need to understand that there's different types of journaling, right? There's 3 types of journaling. The first one being gratitude journaling, the second one being reflective journaling, and the third one being your daily journaling. Now, let me take you through what each of those mean. Now, for your gratitude journaling, what does that mean? Well, gratitude journaling means the things you're grateful for, right? So every day you're going to sit down and you're going to go write down, I am grateful for this, I am grateful for that. And you're going to do maybe about 2 or 3 things, like for example, you can say you're grateful for your books, you're grateful for your parents, you're grateful for the person that made your shirts, you're grateful for the person that, I don't know, that made the phone you're holding in your hand or laptop or device, And when you do this, it will make you genuinely appreciate the little things in life, right? Because before, you never noticed these type of things, right? But now you do. So it'll help you with appreciating these little things in life that everyone took for granted way before, right? And gratitude journaling will literally genuinely make you happier. It'll make you a happier person, right? You're looking at things that make you feel happy, things that you're grateful that are in your life, And by the way, the more grateful you are, the more you receive in life, hey? The next thing, I'm going to go to daily journaling. We'll leave reflective journaling for last, right? The next thing is going to be your daily journaling, right? Now, what do I mean by daily journaling? Basically, what you're going to do is, in your journal, you're just going to write down random stuff about your day, like random entries from your day. And you may not know what to write, and don't get me wrong, you don't have to go write Dear Diary or whatever. It's not a diary. This is journaling, right? So go write the date, go write the day if you want, and then just start writing, bro. And if you don't know what to write about, the way I write, or what I get to help me figure out what to write, is I'll sit down and I'll ask myself, what would future me want to know when he comes back and he's reading this page one day in the future? What would he want to know about today? So for me, what I'd want to know is, how has my mindset been lately? Have I been locked in lately? Or have I just genuinely been lazy, Or, maybe there's something special that happened, right? Maybe there's something special that happened in my day. I'm going to go write down in my journal what happened, right? Because 3-6 months down the line, maybe a year, one day I'm going to look back and read this stuff, right? So I'm going to either smile about it or whatever, bro. I'm going to use it to see where I was a year ago. I'm going to use it to see how my mindset was. I'm going to use it to see how much I've grown. You understand? That's why that's how I do my daily journaling entries. I'll think to myself, okay, if me in 6 months comes back and reads this, what would he want to know about today? Like, look, here's one of my journal entries from the 5th of March. Today is day 6 out of 75 hard. It's slowly beginning to get harder and harder, but regardless, I will persist. They don't know me, son. That's what I wrote, right? Let's see another entry I can tell you, right? Here's another journal entry. Today was an interesting day. Oh, this is the 6th of March. I think I could say it was a character development day. Waking up, I felt tired as fuck. I was so tempted to go back to sleep and sleep in from like 4:25 a.m. to probably about 5 a.m., but I didn't. I made the right decision, and I'm glad I didn't go back to sleep. From there, I went to school early today to get feedback on my comprehension answers. Someone wasn't kind today. She told me I'm not wanted around them. It hurt, but it doesn't matter. Karma will take its toll. Nonetheless, I had subs from first break to second. I did some reading in the first subs period, then slept for my double accounting subs. I asked one of my teachers to join his business class. Anyways, after school, I did my EGD drawing at the ACE Hub, as well as my maths homework. I'm hitting push day today, thinking I'll do some boxing at the end as well. I feel more tired by the day, but regardless, I will persist. That is my journal entry from the 6th of March, right? Do you see how when I'm doing my journal entries, do you see how now, this was the 6th of March, today is the 27th of November. It is like nearly I don't know, bro. It's like about 10 months later, just under 10 months later, it's 8 or 9 months later. And I can see what was happening that day. I can remember how locked in I was, because I was fucking locked in. The fact that I didn't sleep in shows I was locked in, right? The person that said they didn't want me around them, I didn't offend that person in any way, right? They were going through something. So I just kept quiet and I walked away, because if I'm not wanted, I'll leave, bro. It's as simple as that. But I'm getting distracted here anyways. Do you see how in that journal entry, I gave enough context for me to understand how I was performing around the time, right? So when I do my daily journal entries, I do it and I ask myself, okay, what do I want my future self to know or understand or see about today, right? So for me, it was the fact that I didn't sleep in. It was the fact that someone was rude to me and I didn't be rude to them back. I understand, right? Another thing is that I went to one of my other teachers to join his business class. I remember that day, right? I didn't even know it was on the same day that this happened, but I remember that day now, right? Now I can see where I was in March because of what I wrote, right? I can give you another example of something I've written, right? Okay, let's read another journal entry. I'm not gonna tell you the person's name to keep their privacy, but I'll call them, I don't know, let's just call him K, bro. I left K 2 weeks ago after 3 weeks. I won't tolerate disrespect. I know my worth. I ended things on good terms, of course. I'm still grinding. I don't need a woman to motivate me. In fact, that 3rd week we were speaking, everything went to shit and I still grinded harder than I've ever pushed. I raised the bar for my potential. I am en route to making myself an unbeatable motherfucker, a conqueror. I am unrecognizable since the year started, but there's always room for improvement. Right? That's another one of my journal entries. Do you see how much I can understand about where I was? This was the 27th of April. Do you see how much I can understand? I can see what was, I told myself what was happening around the time. I told myself what I did. I told myself what I thought about it, and etc, etc. Why? Because now when I go look at this next year, April, I'm gonna be like, damn, that was a whole year ago, you know? Look at how much I've grown since then, or look at how much has changed since then, whatever it is. That's what I do when I do my daily journal entries. Now, the last one that I have for you is reflective journaling, right? Now, for reflective journaling, you need to ask yourself questions and you need to answer it, and then you need to reflect on it, right? This is how the growth happens, right? Because growth, if you don't ever sit down and analyze a situation, you'll never grow, you'll never understand the lesson that you need to learn from it, whatever it is, right? But whatever it is, as long as you sit down, you give your brain power towards it and you analyze things, you think about things, there's growth that's going to happen. You're going to grow, you're going to get better, you're going to get further, right? You're going to understand things you never understood before, right? So, reflective journaling. I'll give you the set of questions that I ask myself, and you don't have to answer them every day. I answer them maybe about every few months. Yeah. So the first question I have is, oh, by the way, when you're answering these reflective journaling questions, you need to answer them with complete honesty, as if no one's going to read this, right? So the first question that I ask myself is, how do I actually want to live, right? That can be your end dream goal, right? However it is you want to live, right? The next question I have is, what is the 20% of my life causing 80% of my problems? Because often we find ourselves that we have one problem that only takes up 20% of our life, but it's causing 80% of our problems in our life, right? So for some people that could be porn. For some people that can be weed. For some people that can be, I don't know, other drugs, alcohol, woman, whatever it is, bro. There is a small part of your life causing you the majority of your problems. So that was the first question. How do I actually want to live? The second one, what is the 20% of my life causing 80% of my problems? The third one, why am I not successful yet? And you need to go and be brutally honest with yourself. Sit down, analyze, think about it, and be brutally honest. Bro, remember, no one's going to be reading this but you. So it's for you. Go answer them as truthfully and honest as you can. Write the dates and then go answer them again in a few months and you'll see how much you've grown. The next one, the fourth, this is the last question. In what ways am I still a piece of shit? So you need to go sit down and answer all these questions for yourself, and that is reflective journaling, right? So once again, how do I actually want to live? What is the 20% of my life causing 80% of my problems? What the third one, why am I not successful yet? And the last one, in what ways am I still a piece of shit? Right? I can give you some of my answers. Let's see. How do I actually want to live? I want to live a life where I can do what I want, buy what I want, spend time where I want to. A life not ruled by anyone else except the laws. Lol. Right? What is the 20% of my life causing 80% of my problems? I think I'm not going to share this one because it's a bit personal. Everyone has personal stuff, so I don't think you guys would want to share that too. But yeah, the third one, why am I not successful yet? So this is what I said, and I answered these questions on the 1st of November 2025. I said, I'm not working as hard as I can. I'm not doing anything and everything in my power I can do. I could be uploading 3 YouTube videos a week. I was in brackets currently doing 1 or 2. Oh, by the way, now I'm actually doing 3 a week. So this was only the 1st of November. Look at how much further I've come. I could improve on my delivery when recording videos. I could save my money to boost my videos on TikTok and IG. The fourth one, in what ways am I still a piece of shit? My inability to use something in moderation, my reaction to situations. I can learn to keep a stable head. That's what I told myself. Yeah, so those are my reflective journaling questions that I have here. I used those questions and I answered them on the 1st of November. I'll probably answer them again. Let's see, maybe on the start of 2026, I'll answer it. And then I'll probably answer those questions like every 3 months. You know what I'm saying? By the way, guys, if you haven't already, please make sure you smash that like button and make sure to subscribe. Anyways, guys, that is how to journal. Let me just give you a quick recap. First of all, don't forget there's 3 types of journaling. What were the 3 types? Good if you got them right. They were gratitude, reflective, and your daily journaling. Gratitude journaling, you're going to go write down maybe 3 things you're grateful for, right? What does that do for you? It makes you appreciate the little things in life, and it genuinely makes you happier. You're going to go do your daily journaling. What does your daily journaling do for you? Your daily journaling allows you to see where your mindset and your headspace was in the past, so that you can see down the line and be like, damn, that's where I used to be. Now look at where I am today. You know, you can look at how much you've grown, because oftentimes we forget how much we've grown. We get closer and closer to the goal, but because we're getting closer, our standards have gotten higher and higher. So now we feel like we haven't gotten anywhere. But in reality, you're already halfway past where you wanted to be since you started. So that's why we journal, to take a moment to sit down and appreciate these little things, right? Then your last one is reflective journaling. Reflective journaling is, I don't think that I really have to explain the benefits of that for you, right? When you reflect, you have growth, no matter what it is, whether you're reflecting on a situation, whether you're reflecting on yourself, whether you're reflecting on something that happened to you or whatever it is. There's always growth that comes from reflection. From sitting down and analyzing a situation, you will never fail in life. Anyways, guys, that's the video. If you guys know anyone who's planning to journal, anyone who doesn't know how to journal, anyone who actually does journal, please send them this video. I'd love to hear what you guys think, especially your friends that don't journal, because like I said at the start, 100% of all successful people in history kept journals. So it is definitely in your best interest to start journaling and start keeping journals. I've been trying to journal since I was 12 years old. I found one of my old journals. I had one there. I was 12 years old journaling, bro. I wasn't consistent, right? But shit, it's so happy for me to go look back and see something I wrote when I was 12, to see what I used to think in those days. You know, that was like, what, 6 years ago? You know, so yeah. By the way, guys, if you haven't already, please make sure you smash that like button and make sure to subscribe. If you found this video useful, please let me know in the comments. If you didn't find it useful and you feel like I was a bit vague on something or I'm missing something, please put it in the comments so that I can help you guys, because I am not going to know that you guys need help unless you ask me for it. And yeah, even if you guys just have any questions, any compliments, maybe you guys have criticism about the video, you want to give me some tips, feel free to put in the comments. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a good day. As always, guys, I'm rooting for you and I'm watching from afar. Do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it.